Hey, what's up YouTube family? It's your girl Margina Jose, aka MJ, and I am back with another video. If you are interested in this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So let's get straight into it. In this video, I'm gonna discuss how to become a teacher in Atlanta. I figured, this is a perfect way to start out 2022 with letting you guys in on kind of just my background, some things that I feel like nowadays people really need to talk about, because I feel like teaching has been getting a really bad rep. And I figured, you know what, let me kind of share with you guys my experiences. Let me give you guys some insight. And there are still people out there who are interested in the field of education. So why not make a video and just share some of the things that I have experienced so that you guys can be more knowledgeable about this field. So let's go. So I wanted to start off with just how to become a teacher, because I think most people nowadays, you get to see a lot of different ways to get into the field of teaching. You can do it virtually now, and you can also do it the traditional way. In this video, I want to talk about how to get into the classroom. So in the state of Florida and Georgia, you are required to have a bachelor's degree. And the one thing that I don't think people really talk about, like the pros, is that it could be in any field, like any field. Like I have coworkers who literally used to be lawyers, who were like professors in nursing, like all these things, like who were in the, like who have real, and I don't want to say teaching is not a real profession, but let's just keep it real, like who had like serious jobs, and they became a teacher because they wanted to teach whatever field they were in. So you can have any background to become any background in your bachelor's degree. For me, I have my bachelor's degree in general education, because at the time, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was getting into school. So I was like, listen, I need to graduate, and lucky enough, I graduated in the field of general education. So I kind of did a little bit of everything, and then I was like, yeah, we can use this. So that is definitely a pro, that you can have any background in your bachelor's field. The next thing you will need to do is to take a few tests. Now guys, I am not the best test taker, okay? So it's not like I'm about to tell you a bunch of stuff. If I could do it, y'all can do it too. So the first thing you're going to need to take is the GK, which is like a general knowledge test. And I know it as general knowledge. I know in Atlanta they call it GRACE, which is pretty much like general knowledge as well. And it's pretty much all the subject areas, your core subject, which was like math, science. Like I said before, you guys, I am not a whiz at all. Like, I failed that general knowledge test 1,010,000 times, but I kept trying until I passed. And so if I can do it, like I always tell you guys, you can do it too. And it's pretty basic knowledge. It doesn't go any higher than, I think, like ninth grade education. So that's like +2. Like, if you're someone who kind of, isn't that great of a test taker, trust me, y'all, trust me, you can pass this general knowledge test. And then plus there's like so many resources on like different like tests, like pretty much the test, and like resources how to pass the test. So and also guys, I really want to put this as a disclaimer, don't feel like you shouldn't ask people if they have any like work samples or anything like that. Like if you know somebody who already is a teacher who works in the field of education, ask them like, hey, do you have any like resources that I can borrow, I can review? Because 9 times out of 10, people actually know somebody, if they don't have it, who can get you some resources on how to like, get, really acquainted with this test. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask people around you. All right. The next thing you will have to take is a content area. Like I said, Georgia, they call it GRACE, like content area, whatever. In Florida, we took ours. My content area was in K through 12. Elementary K through 12, which here in Atlanta, they call it like adaptive something, y'all. I can't even front. It's like adaptive something. So that's why I always say, like, really look up your department in your state, because everybody calls it a different name, but could literally be like the same thing. And once you pass your subject area, there is also a professional test, like a professional, like, ethics test. So I call it the professionals because that's how I knew it. And that's what everyone used to call it back in Florida. We just called it the professionals. And that was just pretty much like testing you on like the best practices in teaching and education. And that one is really, really, I don't want to say easy. I don't ever like to call testing easy, because I knew I had a challenge taking a lot of these tests. So I'm not going to say it's easy, but for the professional, it is covering a lot of things that has to do with the classroom. So if you're already in a classroom and you're doing something else and you just want to figure out like what's on the professionals, really think about what's going on in your classroom. Those things are repeated in like your professionals as well. So they'll have things like how, what like, I'm trying to think of like a question, like, what do you call a student who's sitting close to the teacher? As teacher, how do you say it? Pramoxity? Okay. Oh, child, honey. Anyways, I'm gonna keep it real, but it's something where like you're close to the teacher, okay? Proximity. There you go. So once you're finished with your professionals, taking your professional test, you will get your teacher certification. So your teacher certification will have what you certified in, it'll have your date, your name, and the state that you got certified in. The great part about being a teacher, and I have to really emphasize this because I don't think people talk about this enough, that you have reciprocity. Like, you can go anywhere with your teacher certification. So again, I came from Florida and all I did was apply to Georgia. I didn't take any of the tests here, and I became a teacher in Georgia. I got my certification in Georgia. So I didn't have to take another test, and honestly, I was like, thank you. Let me get that, because I did not want to take any of those tests, guys. Like, I'm not a test taker. Like, I don't got time for that. Like, no, like, that is not my thing. So that is pretty much how I became a teacher in Atlanta. Again, like, all of these information, I'll leave it down here, like a list. So maybe you can go ahead and sort through that. And I'll also leave a link to the Florida Department of Education and a link to the Georgia Department of Education for those who are in those states. So please let me know down below in the description box. Make sure you write what state you are teaching in, what state you're interested in teaching. Please let us get like a little familiar here, because again, whatever you know, other people may be really interested in knowing too. So again, thank you so much for stopping by this channel, and go ahead, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what you guys think. Peace.